Have you been bullied or think that your life isn't important and that you aren't good enough? I'm Waylon Myers, and I have experienced these issues all my life. This is Standing Strong with Waylon Myers.
Your
life
is truly important.
And
your
Not
alone.
You're
worth it.
Standing Strong with Waylon Myers gives you the platform and courage to talk about life challenges and let you know it's okay to talk about those things as I interview people around the world, as your life is very important and you are strong.
Happy Monday, everyone. I'm so thrilled and honored to give you all my 28th episode of Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. My guest this week is Ayana Taylor, as she's best known from Doorman YouTube series. And before we get into her interview, I want to take this time and read an inspirational quote. Know who you are. Know what you want. Know what you deserve. And don't settle for less. All right. Sit back and enjoy Ayana Taylor's episode of Standing Strong. Ayana Taylor is a two-time award-winning actor and voice-over artist. She's starred in Chan is Dead, Stuck in the Sand, For Life, Time Stamp, and more short films. Ayana is best known for acting in the Doorman YouTube series, changing the lives of other people. So you see, Ayana is phenomenal. And now, the next guest on Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, Ayana Taylor.
Hello.
What's up, Ayana?
Hi. That was such a beautiful introduction. Thank you, Waylon.
You are welcome.
Aww.
At this time, can you just share a little bit about yourself, saying hi and hello to the viewers, please?
Yes. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Ayana Taylor. As you've heard from the beautiful introduction from Waylon, I am an actor. I live in Los Angeles, where I'm trying to pursue my dreams. And yes, a little bit about myself. I'm from Texas. I'm a Texas girl. I love to sing and dance and watch movies and have a great time. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. The first question that I am going to ask you.
Yes.
Were you a victim of bullying? If so, how did you overcome it? And if not, what advice would you give on bullying?
Oh, am I a victim of bullying? It's something that I wish that no one could experience, so they could live a childhood free of bullying. But I cannot say that for myself. I was bullied as a kid. I got bullied more so about, it's kind of hard to explain, but I think a lot of viewers could relate to this. But being a Black woman, kind of bullied in terms of my skin color. And yeah, there was one in particular situation where I felt very much less than my worth because of the color of my skin. And it's interesting because this bully, you wouldn't think he's a bully, you know. He was like that jock. He was that person that everybody loved, and it was just like he's such a cool person. Like, how could he be a bully? How could he be someone like so mean? to me, but that was just not my experience. And I internalized a lot of the negativity that he said about me. And it wasn't just about my skin either. It was kind of like my clothes. Like, I'm the second youngest of 5 kids. So a lot of hand-me-downs, stuff that got passed down, that they couldn't fit anymore. I wore. So a lot of my stuff wasn't necessarily like the, top notch or just the fresh kicks or whatever. So, he would bully me with my clothes and my skin, and even like my hairstyle, because I had my hair in like little braids and I had like little buns, and I don't know, for some reason he just felt like everything about me was just not acceptable or just unworthy, right? And so how to overcome that experience, I definitely internalized it and I accepted it for a long time until I got to a point where I was like gonna break down. I dreaded going to that class. It was like every day I was like, oh, I gotta go to this class, because I sat right beside him. And so how I overcame that, ultimately, I got to the point where I just broke down. I couldn't take it anymore. And I told my mom about it. And my mom was like, Ayana, like, you are beautiful. You are, nothing he says deems you as, as anything less than what you are. It was just a lot of like encouragement. And I feel like talking to whether it's when your parents or someone who cares about you, to really just validate you, like that's what kind of gave me the wind back in my sails. And I wish I had like a heroic story where like I like went up to him and I stopped him and I told him to never do that again. But it was not that experience. It was just me kind of inwardly realizing that the words that he was saying to me were nothing but, lies and just ways to hurt me and make me feel less than what I am. And so, yeah, it was definitely something I overcame on my own, just realizing my own worth. So yeah, that's the answer to that question.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Bullying is not okay, and it needs to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree. And then, like I said, you said something I would share is someone's feeling that way as well. Like I said, just talk to the people who love and care about you, because more times than not, the people who hurt, like there's that phrase that's called people hurt people who are hurt, like hurt people hurt people. I don't know if that's the right phrase, but like, yeah, I'm sure what he was going through, he felt like he had to take it out on me, he felt like he had to project that pain onto someone else. And so just remember, when someone's being mean to you or someone's bullying you, there's something going on in their life, in their experience, that they need to project that onto you. And it has nothing to do with your value or your worth. You are great just the way you are. And just realize they're going through their own battles, and that's not something that you need to take on. I release you from the pain that they're telling you, because it's real. It's real. And when they're bullying you and making you feel less than your worth, I felt very hurt. Like I felt like I didn't feel like I wanted to be here. I didn't feel like I wanted to pursue life and live it to my capacity. So I understand, but always talk to someone. Don't internalize that. Don't go inward. Don't do anything to harm yourself, because it's not worth it. What they say about you has nothing to do with your value and who you are. So yeah,
absolutely. I 100% agree with it, because your life is truly important, and you are worth it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
The next question. What hardships did you experience in your life, and what were some ways you overcame them?
Hardships that I experienced in my life. Wow, these are some great questions, Waylon.
Thank you.
Hardships that I've experienced in life. I think it's great that we're talking about this, Waylon, because I just recently started making a list of affirmations that I say to myself. And a lot of those affirmations dealt with some of the pain and experiences that I felt growing up, where I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel like I was good enough. And so I like to tell people that I am a trained extrovert, meaning I grew up very much outgoing and very bubbly, and people saw me as like this very energetic and lively young girl, but I was doing that out of self-preservation. I was like, they're gonna see that I'm not interesting enough, so I have to put on a show. I have to be interesting to them. But it wasn't true to who I was, because deep down, I'm an introvert. So a hardship I've experienced is just being comfortable with myself, being comfortable with what Ayana can bring to the table, and not feel like I have to compare myself to other people, because I think that was something I struggled a lot with trying to overcompensate, try to be good enough, trying to be the best, to prove that I have some worth, versus, just accepting where I am, and I'm always going to learn and grow. But you know what I'm saying? So, so that definitely hardships, just understanding that I'm enough, understanding that's definitely a hardship, and then not feeling I have to compete or compare myself to anyone else, that I am unique all on my own, and that I can bring something to the table, right? And
Absolutely.
so those affirmations have been such game changers for me, and just my psyche, because I read them every day to myself. Just I'm telling myself, what I am, the beauty, the strength, the power that already lies within me. Like, I say affirmations that encourage me, and there's some affirmations on there that aren't necessarily they don't necessarily meet where I am in this moment. They're like, I'm going to be this, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm speaking what I want into existence. So to answer your question, I definitely had a lot of hardships, but those affirmations have been super crucial in like helping me reframe my mind, reframe my attitude, reframe how I talk with people, how I interact with the world, and how people perceive me. That's my answer to my question.
Awesome. How do you relieve or manage stress?
Ooh, that's a good question. How do I relieve and manage stress? Stress is just it's so overwhelming. And more times than not, stress is there and you don't even realize it. You just have this what's called anxiety, and anxiety fills you up, and you're like, oh my God, okay, I'm stressed. So some ways that I cope with stress, I, take a step back from all of it. I actually just recently did that for like the month of January. I think I had a lot of anxiety going into 2022, where I was just like, there's so much uncertainty in my life. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just need to take a step back. And what I did, I took a break from social media. I unplugged, I unwind. I disconnected from the outside world just to kind of get in tune with myself. Another great thing I love to do is I love to exercise. Exercise releases, stress. It releases endorphins. It makes you feel good. So exercising has been super crucial for me when dealing with stress. And then one of my favorite things to do is sleep. I don't know if that's a procrastination thing or what, but like when I stress, I love to take naps. I love to sleep, because more times than not, I probably deprived myself of sleep trying to stay up and manage and do things. And so getting those quick naps in, going to bed at an early time than what I usually do really helps. And I think lastly, one thing that helps me manage stress is to journal. I don't know, there's just so much power in putting your thoughts down on paper. When you have all of this anxiety and stress in your life and it just overwhelms you, I come to find that when I put that stress and I put all those fears down on paper, they're not as big. They're not as scary. They're not as impossible to overcome. It's like something I maybe was stressing about all day, like, oh, I still have to do this audition, or, oh man, I have to get, I have to memorize these lines. Oh man, I have to, get this project or whatever done. It feels so much scarier in my head. But then when I write about it, okay, this experience, oh, I've been kind of avoiding it because of this. But it's like, oh, wow, that wasn't as big of a deal as I was making it. It's actually pretty simple. Like, it's like, okay, and I'm strong enough to get through this. And then I write that journal. Every time I finish a journal entry, I'm left encouraged. I'm like, okay, I can conquer the next thing that's in front of me. So the power of journaling is so great. And I encourage anybody to try it. Just put your thoughts on paper. Don't worry about what it sounds like. Don't feel like you're going to be judged. It's just going to be you. Just put your thoughts out. So yeah.
I love that. You're welcome. Do you have a favorite inspirational quote that sticks to you to never give up?
Ooh. An inspirational quote. Man, I have like so many quotes along my walls.
Yeah.
I even have some affirmations. Oh, which one? What quote? Oh man, see that's the type of thing when you want to give a really good quote, all of them are like scatter, run, and they're like, where do they go? But let me pull up one of my affirmations because I just feel like, oh, actually, that reminds me of one quote that I love. But it's I don't know who said it, but it helps me. But it's basically like the definition of discipline. So it goes like this: discipline is doing something long after you told yourself you wanted to do it. So something along the lines of that. I might have butchered it. It's like, yeah, discipline is doing something when you no longer feel like doing it. And so I think that is a quote for life, because you may be doing something that you love every day. Like I love to act. I love to, I love to perform, but it's just like not everything about the element of acting is going to be fun. There's going to be parts where you have to, maybe memorize lines, or parts you have to really go over stuff that's just more mundane. It's not as interesting, but just the idea of acting and what it is, it's so fun, but you have to do all the other stuff. You had to be disciplined about your craft. You had to be disciplined about whatever it is that you're passionate about. So when you're passionate, yes, there's going to be stuff you don't want to do. And it's just like, you got to have that discipline. So yes. Oh man. Like there's parts about this journey where like, I'm tired. I want to give up. Like, I just want to, I just want to take a break. I just want to, I don't know. Why does it have to be so hard? Right. And then that discipline kicks in. It's like, all right, Ayana, this is the life that I chose. This is the career I want to do. I don't want to be doing anything else. And there's no other job in the world that I'm like, dying to be in. So it's like, there's moments you don't want to do it, but you got to have that discipline. Discipline is doing something long after you feel like doing it, long after you set that. So yeah, right. Having that discipline is crucial for growth. So
amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
One of your favorite music artists that helps you unwind?
Ooh, my favorite music artist. This is nice. That helps me unwind. It's funny because like I'm blanking again on the artist. But I actually let's think. There's this artist named Brent Fayaz. He's very he gives me like sad boy vibes. It's like a genre where you're like really sad, but it's very soothing to me. I also like Drake. Drake is like I like some of Drake's like sad songs, you know what I'm saying? Like Marvin's Room, like that's the kind of vibe I'm feeling. And then who else helps me unwind? Let's think. There's so many phenomenal artists. Like I'm not doing them justice, Yeah. I'm not doing them justice. I love Alicia Keys. I love J. Cole. Oh my gosh, J. Cole, the classic. Yeah, there's so many great artists. I mean, of course, Beyonce gives me the mood for anything, Yeah. For anything. Happiness, sadness, unwind, like it's just Queen Bee, So yeah, that's what I have. Oh, no, never mind. She's not a wind down person. Never mind.
All right. How have your experience affected your life long term, good or bad? Did those experiences change your goals or change the direction of your career?
What experiences changed my life for the better? Or not so much. Let me think about that. These are some phenomenal questions, Waylon. You were Thank you. Kudos. Let's just give Waylon a clap for these questions. But experiences. I think there was a point in my transition from moving from Minnesota to California that was really scary. I guess more specifically, so I'm from Texas, but I moved to Minnesota after college to do a sales job, and I really enjoyed that experience. But the scary part about when I transitioned to acting was like, should I leave this very like lucrative career, this very stable career, this very safe career to pursue a career in the arts, to be an actor, to kind of flip that dynamic of financial stability and, being able to take care of myself. There was a huge fear. And I remember that experience whenever I was like, sales, I love sales and I love helping people. That was like one of the main reasons why I got into sales. But I also realized that it wasn't my passion. And when you realize something isn't your true passion, you kind of have to decide, okay, do I continue to pursue what I'm already doing because it's safe, because I'm already well established in that? Or do I embark on this journey that's more, unstable and scary and, invigorating, but yet still so uncertain? And I just remember thinking to myself, like, I don't want to regret when I'm 40 or 50 or however old I am. I don't want to look later in life and be regretful for not taking that chance. Right. And so in that experience, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go to California. I'm gonna see what that experience is like. And another thing that helped me too was knowing, like, sales is a very stable like career. Like if for whatever reason acting doesn't work out, I can go back to sales. I can literally, polish my resume and put it out there again. Yeah. So that was an experience that I felt was so life-changing for me, because the moment I got out here and the moment I plugged in, the moment I started meeting other artists, I was like, this is where I need to be. Like, this is home. Like, I was just so happy with this decision. But it was that scary moment that jumping off point, like jumping off the ledge, that was the most scariest. It was like, I don't know. But I'm so grateful for that moment, because that shifted my gears. That has changed my life for the better. Like, I'm a confident person because I took that chance. I started taking classes that opened up my mind, opened up my heart, opened up my voice. Like, I can speak with such confidence and clarity in who I am as a person because I took that leap. And I encourage that to anyone. Of course, do your pros and cons when making big decisions like that. But just know, like, follow your heart, like follow genuinely what you want to do in life, because we only have one life. You can't go back. You can't get yesterday back. It's gone forever. You only have what's in front of you. And honestly, you don't know if tomorrow is promised. So it's crucial every day to be doing something that you love and making those decisions that move you closer to that if you're not doing it right now. Because this life is so fragile. I mean, you see what's going around in the world right now. We have a war going on. There's just so much uncertainty in this world. So it's like, you never know when your time is up. Absolutely. And I encourage everybody to, like I said, I don't mean to get all dark or whatever, but I encourage you to live your life the way you want it to, the way you want it. At least try to find your happiness. What is your joy? And run towards it. That's what I would say.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
You have played in a lot of Doorman films.
Of course.
What was your all-time favorite? Now with mine, I love when you did episodes with Mel and she was your roommate and stuff.
Yes. I love Mare. Mare is phenomenal. Like, she plays the villain so well with such class and such specificity. She's just so fierce. I love that about Mare. But I don't know. I enjoy those as well. All the roommate ones. She's just a great person to work alongside. But I personally. It's crazy because I recently did an episode with Shantae, and it was the mean lady ruins the baby gender.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you. I loved filming that, like doing the actual scenes with her. But everything outside of filming, we were having such a good time. We were talking, we were laughing, we were singing. Like, I feel like that was one of my the most fun experiences I've had, just being on set in a long time like that. So I for that reason alone, I really loved filming the mean lady ruins baby gender reveal one. That was like so much fun because Shantae is a phenomenal actor and
she is.
She's hilarious. She's just just so colorful in her craft. You know, she goes from being angry to being so, you know, emotionally connected to being so sweet. It's just like there's so many colors to what she does in her artistry. And I just, working alongside her, I know I was growing as well. So yes,
Yeah.
through that episode.
So
Yeah.
what does it mean to you that these films are longer than they used to be?
Yeah, I really do appreciate them. It really feels like I'm watching more like a movie. Like I gotta sit in, you know, I'm watching a dinner and watching it, you know, like I have it's not like the ones you just like pop on your phone and watch for 5 minutes and then you go about your day. Like you really, there's a lot more investment into it. And so I personally love it a lot. I mean, I get to work for more days on set with all the actors I love to be with. In the past, we would shoot one episode or one, you know, video, and it would literally just be one day. So I would literally see all the people I love to work with on Doorman. I'm like, oh my God, like, hi. And then I won't see them until I film again. But now it's like, oh, we got 4 days together. Okay, let's hang out. You know, let's talk. Let's, you know, like I feel like my relationships, at least on set anyway, have gotten, you know, more genuine, more deeper, more connected because I am able to spend longer times with these artists who are phenomenal in their own lane, doing their own amazing work, but just to be connected to them more. So I personally love it. I love working with people again. I love the content that Doorman's going in with the direction, the stories. They're so funny and so connected, and yeah, Doorman is doing such a phenomenal job, and I'm loving the longer videos because I mean, of course, and you still have people watching all the way to the very end, you know, watching it because the stories are so compelling. So that says a lot about Doorman and the stories he's telling. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just grateful to be a part of the experience, Waylon.
And I cannot wait for you to be a part of a feature film.
Okay, I'm ready. Doorman, sign me up. Doorman, I'm ready. Ready for duty. Yes. I mean, I've done a few feature films outside of Doorman, but they weren't like prominent, like principal roles or more supporting roles. But I'm totally down. I'm totally down to do a feature film with Doorman. Absolutely.
And I think it will be amazing.
Yes, you already know, Waylon. Say that. We're speaking it into existence. Speak it.
We need to have Ayana, Shantae, Colin, and Catherine all in a feature film.
That'll be a dream. I mean, such a dream. I'm ready. Sign me up. Where do I sign the dotted line? Like I'm just pin me in. Let's do it.
Now, you have done a lot of short films outside of Doorman, like the ones I've mentioned in your introduction. Which one was your favorite one you did?
Oh, man, that is such a hard question to ask because every single short film that I've done has been so, like, it stretched me in different ways. Like, Timestamp, like, stretched me in such a way that was, you know, dealing with the sci-fi world and like going into the future and like dealing with, you know, potential loss of my family members, like my parents. And then, you know, Stuck in the Sand was such a great one because I had never done any like fight scenes and stuff like that, but I was fighting for my life. So it's like each short film that I've done has really stretched me in such a way that I'm like, oh, like I've grown as an actor. But I have to say Stuck in the Sand has to be my favorite just because, I only said 2 or 3 words out of that whole film. And everything else was just me fighting for my life, fighting against my co-star in the middle of a desert in Lancaster, California, with these guys surrounding me, you know, basically like, oh, you know, watch me like I'm an animal in a cage. And it was so invigorating. It's one of those experiences like I want to relive, right? I'm like chasing that feeling again of being able to be on set and pretend to fight and like make it look really cool and interesting. So Stuck in the Sand is definitely up there in terms of my top because I'd never done a fight scene before. You know, being in the hot sun and just doing what I love and just being around amazing people, like talented people who help me bring out my best self. So yeah, it has to be Stuck in the Sand just for now. Like I said, that might change, but I really, 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 really love that film.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know that there is gonna be a lot more to come.
Yes.
But what does it mean to you to be a two-time award-winning actor?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I mean, I try not to let stuff like that get to my head because it's like, oh, you think I'm I think I'm all that now, but it's so humbling. I can't tell you. Like when I got the first best award winning actor, it was at a moment where I was feeling so down about acting. I was feeling very discouraged. I felt really unmotivated. Like I felt like I was going through the motions at that moment. And so for my director to reach out to me and let me know that I won this Best Actress award for, I'm trying to remember now, but it was, I know it was two for the Gold Hollywood Awards. And I just remember like my jaw dropping to the floor. And I was just like, what a pick me up. Like somebody saw that film. Somebody saw my work. Somebody looked at what I did compared to all other amazing, talented artists who did their thing and their film and deemed me as the person that they felt brought the strongest to the table and got that award. When I dwelled on that, it made me want to cry because it was like, wow, like we're all struggling. We're all we're all putting our best, our soul into the stuff that we do. And to get that level of appreciation, it really touched my heart. And it was in a moment where I needed it most. And so that really encouraged me to keep going. It was a beautiful moment. And I was like, thank you for this. You don't realize what this means to me, even though, it's just like, it's an award and, awards, they're tangible. They fade, they come and go. But, that was a moment where it really touched me. And I was like, wow, like, thank you for acknowledging my work when, half the time I'm doing work that never gets noticed or never gets acknowledged or anything. So, yeah. And like I said, I'm not that type of person that depends on that. Like, I need you to tell me I'm great. I don't need that. But that was a special moment where I was just feeling so low. And so getting that award meant everything. And then getting that second one too, I was like, oh wow, piling on, but no, it feels phenomenal. It feels amazing. That's something that no one can ever take away from me and the work that I've done. And it just encouraged me, like you said, to keep working on our craft, keep getting better so that I can get another one, not that that's the end goal per se, but it did feel amazing knowing that my work was being appreciated. So yeah.
Yep. You are an inspirational person, so keep it up.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And now, the late great Carla has done a lot of incredible Doorman films before he passed away. What was your favorite moment of his, and have you worked with him?
Yeah, so I'm so sad to say this, but I actually never got a chance to work with him. I never got a moment where I was able to experience what all the other actors were saying on set about him, just how friendly he was, how warm he is, how like a father figure he is. Like, I've heard so many people say just the most beautiful things about this man. And I've watched his videos, and I've just been, he's just such a beautiful soul. Like, just seeing him on camera, just seeing what he brings to each character that he played, I'm blown away. And I'm actually sad that I didn't get a chance to experience working with him because, I'm only living vicariously through the talented artists and people who knew him personally. Like, even his wife, like I was able to meet his wife and we talked, and it's just the impact that he's making long after he's passed. It's just been so amazing. And I guess I can't tell you which episode, but there's just so many where, I feel his heart, and he breaks down, or when he's like, just connecting, it's just such a beautiful man in and out. And so I'm grateful to be able to still access those videos and watch them from time to time. Absolutely.
Yeah. He was an amazing person. Yeah. May God rest his soul.
Absolutely.
Anyways, before we wrap up this interview,
Yes.
what advice would you give to someone out there who feels like they are not good enough to accomplish anything that they set their minds to? What advice would you give them?
Wow. That is a really great question, Waylon, because I mean, just hearing you say that just makes me get emotional, because there's moments in my life where I feel, or I felt like I am not good enough. And I just want you to know that nothing in this world can make you feel like you're good enough. Okay, you can have people in your life who tell you that. You can have, you can put all of your work into a career, a hobby, whatever it is. But just know that feeling that you feel where you don't feel like you're enough, just know that is something that can be, what is the word? That is it's not even hard. Like, how can you put that into a tangible way that explains what is enough? How will you ever know what is enough? There's no level, there's no tier, right? And so, that being said, if you don't feel like you're enough, just know that no one can make you feel any less than how you feel. Okay. And one thing I would just say to that, because that was something I had to overcome, it was all inside of me. Like, I felt like I wasn't good enough, so I projected. I felt like I wasn't good enough, so I trained harder. I felt like I wasn't good enough, so I studied harder. It was a toxic way of trying to justify my existence, when realizing, no, you were already enough. What you do does not reflect or define you. You are enough all by yourself. If you don't pursue any career, if you don't chase a dream, if you don't do anything with your life, it doesn't matter. Because if you just stand right here, as you sit, as you listen to me, there's nothing you need to do that shows that you need to be better than what you already are. Like, you already are enough, period. You don't have to fly. You don't have to do anything. Just breathe. You breathing right now, you're enough. And that's something I wish I told my younger self, because I felt like I was chasing something that I couldn't ever fulfill. Like, it was always a pursuit. It was, okay, I mastered this. Oh, I graduated from here. Oh, I did this. But there was always that void in me. There was always that emptiness, because it was like, well, how do you define what is enough? You being happy, you living your best life is enough. And if you can do that, if you can chase happiness, doing whatever it is that you love to do in your life, being with family, being with loved ones, being genuinely happy and surrounded by the people who care about you, that is enough. That is enough. And that's it. I'm not going to say anything else.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get me choked up here.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
At this time, I am going to give you the opportunity to share your social media so that people can find you.
Absolutely. Yes. So I'm all over the social medias, guys. So my name is _AYANA_TAYLOR_. And that's on Instagram. That's on TikTok. That's on Twitter. My name on YouTube is just Ayana Taylor, AYANA TAYLOR. I'm also on Facebook. I have a fan page there. So it's Ayana Taylor, actor/model. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, my page, YouTube. I'm still trying to grow my YouTube channel, so definitely go and support that. Like I said, it's Ayana Taylor. And then my TikTok is growing as well. I just got on TikTok like a few months ago. So I've been so blessed with everyone that's flock to my page, supporting me just in my career and also through Doorman. And I also would say I'm a voiceover artist, like you mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
And so I'm on Fiverr. And so if you are anyone you know is needing an artist to do voiceovers for commercials, for, you know, YouTube narration, animated work, I love to do voiceover work. So please let me know. You can reach out to me directly, or I have a Fiverr account. That's Fiverr, like R as in race car. Fiverr, that's Fiverr. So I have an account there. So if you're interested and you would love to work with me on voiceover work, let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's all the social media I'm on. Trying to think of anything else. No, I don't have any. I'm on Snapchat, but I never use it. So don't snap me, because I will never get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I am.
Awesome. Well, Ayana, I want to thank you for being my 28th guest.
28. Woo woo. 28. I love it.
Thank you. Remember
Yes.
to always be well, honest, and inspiring. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day.
Thank you.
You're
You as
welcome.
well. And
Thank
I
you.
also, just before we go, I just have to give Waylon Myers the best shout out. He is such a sweet person through and through, and I really appreciate him taking time out of his day, out of his evening, to interview Doorman actors and very inspirational people. And Waylon, I just want to encourage you to continue to do what you do. I'm glad that this brings you fulfillment, and the way you impact and touch people's lives. Just know that this is something so beautiful, and I hope you stay encouraged in it, because you are changing lives in your own beautiful way. So thank you, Waylon, for having me. Thank you for doing this. This has been so beautiful, and so are you.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Of course.
And until next week, everyone, have a good day.
Bye.
Bye, Alana.
Take care.
You just watched Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. Follow and support the show on social media on Facebook, Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, on Trail, SSW Waylon Myers, on Instagram, Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, and on TikTok, SSW Waylon Myers. And for everything Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, visit the official website at www.waylonmyers.com. Until next week, everyone, thank you for watching.